Selena. It's a vibe, baby. Oak Cliff girl, claim that you changed my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl, put them heels on and rule.
Welcome to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillow.
It's all good, we can do whatever we want to do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, baby, yeah. You're gonna be my number one lover. Screaming like making love to each other. With the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, baby. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana nana boo boo.
Am I live? Am I live? I don't know. Let me check and see if I'm live. Okay. Yeah, I think this darn phone. Can anybody hear me? 1 2 1 2. If you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. So I won't just be talking. Put a 1 in the chat if you hear me. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in. Okay. I'm starting to think I'm talking to myself now. Y'all got to respond or something. Something, as Lonnie One Love would say. Something. Hey, Gary, thank you for coming. CC, John, Gamma. We got Black Ubiquity. We got Lester. We got Khadijah. We got Miss Marilyn. We got one of my favorite mods, CC, CX. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for joining me. I'm not going to hold on too long. I just wanted to, I'm not going to even get into the other stuff because, look, this is YouTube and people are going to be people at the end of the day. So, hey, it is what it is. Hey, KB. Hey, D, how are you? Life is really too short, right? At the end of the day, whether you like people or not, our one thing that makes us all common with each other is we're gonna live and we're going to die. The problem is the dash. You know, when you look at your obituary, hopefully you ain't gonna be looking at your obituary, but when other people see your obituary, they see the time that you was born and they see the time that you die, that you died. Hey, Bama. And that dash is where your life is really lived, right? And how you live your life, how you treat other people, how you treat yourself, it is definitely it's going to really, you're going to look back and be like, on your deathbed, hey Mel, and wonder, did I actually live my life the way I should have? I remember when my dad had his last days and he was in hospice, and all he could do was look up at the ceiling because he was in hospice in the hospital. And in his last days, even though his family was surrounded around him, I could always see in my dad, in his face, a lot of regrets, right? A lot of regrets because, he knew that he didn't do everything that, he wanted to do with his life. There were some things that he dreamed about that he didn't go into, he never accomplished. There were some people that he probably wished he could tell that, he loved them or he forgave them. And, those were his last days. So just imagine you're in hospice you know that your time is winding up. It's amazing when you don't know your time is winding up and you just live from day to day, treating people and doing people any kind of way. And that's when you really have a lot of regrets about your life, right? um I was looking at 504 last night, and she was talking about Lady DJ. um you know, I'm just gonna say this: Lady DJ was a one of the women content creators, I would say, in this sector. She was mostly associated with the Skinny Gang. Hey, Martin. Hey, Mel. And she also associated with some of the Wabbits, or the Wabbits. So she was over there. Her content was talking about everybody. She had a she had a big personality. She talked about everybody. So if yeah, me too, Khadija. If you wasn't special, you know, because she gonna talk about you, good, bad, and indifferent. So one of my first encounters with her, I didn't know who she was. She came in my chat, gave me $5, saying that she supported my content at the time. Then it was a situation happened where, of course, nobody likes when somebody then start talking about you. you know but the live that I can remember, hey, Amazing Spider-Man, it's Selena or Sylvester. Now, to her it was funny, but to me it wasn't funny. She was going by this other content creator. I'm not gonna be, look, I'm going to a new year, so hey, I'm just not gonna do it. But another content creator was saying that he didn't know if I was a man or not. So she thought it was funny. I didn't think it was funny, right? At the end of the day. So I called her a she-man, and maybe a few other things, Um, but there was nothing that came from that. It wasn't no back and forth. She said what she said. She thought it was funny. I said what I said, But after that, that was it. I stayed in my lane. She stayed in hers. At the time, I think she was going back and forth with somebody else, or whoever she was going back and forth with. And I just stayed over here doing my own thing. But then when this thing had happened last night, it kind of reminded me of my brother-in-law, the one I talk about so much. And I was telling you guys how he had stage 4 cancer. And, it not only do the person, hey, Riaz, not only do the person go through things like in their last days, they go through some really drastic things in their last days. Especially with cancer, it destroys your body. Cancer destroys your body completely. Your organs and everything, they start shutting down one by one. But it also affects your family and your friends. It affects the people's lives that you touch. Now, I don't know her personally. I can't tell you if she was a great person or if she was a loving person. I can't tell you that. I know the people that she supported. Hey, Hassan, the people that she supported, she was a giver. She supported those people. She's one of those kind of supporters that you want to come to your channel, because she gonna break you out something, right? And she gonna show you that she's actually supporting you, and that she is going to bless you, monetarily. And also she was, like I said, she was just like supportive of the people that she really rock with. And hey, Hassan, those are the type of people that, like supporters that you want, good, bad, and indifferent. They're there. They support you. So that's what I know of her. Besides, before, like I said, before I was Sylvester, she actually was kind of comical because she had a deep voice, and she liked to dance, right? Hey, Channel Forbes. Hey, Philly. She liked to dance. So she would drop it like it's hot. She would go down to the flow with it. You know what I'm saying? So she was a very comical person to a lot of people, and her content made people laugh. You know, she made people laugh. So you know, that's always a good thing when you are a content creator. Sometimes you have to, even though you know you get in your own zone and you might be going at people or addressing a situation, you I believe as a content creator you have to be very versatile. You have to know how to, you know, put things straight, put things in order, but also be funny, be caring, uh be encouraging, you know, all those things, you know, if you're going to be a good content creator. And one thing I can say, she connected with her people by her comedy, by her how she expressed herself. And nobody could take that away from her, right? um she loved her audience. She loved being on YouTube. She loved her supporters. And hey, Delightful, how are you? So I would like to give her, even though we weren't the best of buds, I wasn't in her chat like that, you know, we wasn't rocking like that, but I like to give people their props on how, you know, on who they were. And from what they shown me on here, and what I can say is she loved her supporters, and she also loved to support the people she rocked with. So she had a big heart for the people she rocked with. So to me, I give props to where props is due. If you can make people laugh, because you don't know what people are going through on here, if you can make people laugh and and say something insightful or encouraging, even though you're going through stuff, that to me, you know, you're doing your job as a content creator. um like I said, cancer, it wreaks havoc on the body and the spirit, and not just in the individual that has it, but even the people that are around it, the family members, people that love you. It does a lot to people. And I wish and I think they got a cure for it, but you know, sometimes, you know, with the way the world is, you know, a lot of the times they want to depopulate the world. So they don't always bring out the cures that need to be, you know, that need to be out here to help people, stop people from dying. You know, just in the environment, the things we eat is a lot of why we have these type of cancers around here. And it affects everybody. It affects children, it affects middle-aged teenagers, old people. It don't matter. Cancer don't have a name on anything, you know, on anyone. Cancer can hit anybody. Nobody is protected. You can live the best life. Like I was telling you, my brother-in-law lived the best life. He walked every day. Hey, KB. Hey, Kay. How are you? My brother-in-law walked every day. He wasn't overweight. He was in shape. And he had stage 4 cancer. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even have to uh live just a rough lifestyle. You can live a good lifestyle and still get cancer. And I hate cancer. Cancer destroys so many people's lives. It destroys so many people's lives, and it affects anybody that has to deal with it, outside of the situation and inside of the situation. So my condolence and prayers to her family, because I don't know what they're, you know, I'm sure that they're going through a lot, because like I said, death is hard on anybody, especially if you love someone. It is, yes, it's not biased. Cancer is definitely not biased. So I wanted to basically, when I saw what Miss 504 was saying, and how, you know, it makes you think how life is just so short and so fleeting. You cannot waste your time being mad. You can't waste your time acting a fool. You can't waste your time always popping off at the mouth all the time. You have to really look and evaluate your life and see your life, and really see where you need to improve. You know what I'm saying? And it's a lot of the things that, I would say for me, um, it made me kind of look and see, even at my life, anytime a person dies and every time I get older, it always reminds me that I'm just one step away. We're all one step away. You don't, and it might not be cancer for you. It might be, a fatal car wreck. It might be someone, just, wants to shoot you. People are just crazy in this day and time, and situations happen. So how you live your life is really going to be important. Did you waste your time being mean and evil all the time? Did you waste your time always critiquing and judging other people for their actions and not looking at your own? So we definitely have to be very cautious of how we live our life and make sure we live our life to the fullest. I don't know Miss Lady DJ, but I really feel like maybe she did enjoy her life. She enjoyed dancing. She enjoyed talking trash on the internet. She enjoyed, like I said, she enjoyed giving. She enjoyed supporting her people. And my prayers to you, Khadijah. I have to go back up and read what you said, but my prayers to you. And I pray that everything gets better for you. But it is going to something. It's something like this, that where you got to take things one day at a time. Grief is a very difficult thing, and some people don't handle it like they should. So if you handle grief properly, and that's by, like, just being honest with how you feeling, and don't try to rush the process, because anytime you're grieving, you're gonna have, it's gonna take time. So you definitely, just like I said, understand, be patient with yourself, because you know death is real, and it's so permanent. So it is just like, you definitely enjoy the people while you can. That's all I can tell you. Enjoy people while you can. Enjoy your life. Make sure that you're doing everything. Hey, SBK, make sure you're doing everything that you want to do in your life. Make sure that you don't have any regrets as much as possible. Make sure you try to treat people the best way. Don't be the troublemaker all the time. Hey, Slim, make sure that you are enjoying your life, treating people like you want to be treated, right? Don't be so mad and angry all the time. I always have to catch myself. Like I said, when I get these silly folks on here and I have to deal with stuff, it's like, I shouldn't even have to deal with this. But hey, this is YouTube and you're dealing with a lot of weirdos. Hey, Drea, good to see you. But even with that, I'm learning to enjoy the things that God has given me. I got a good family. I got good friends. I got a personal life where I do things, go places. I got a lot of great things going on for me. So those are the things that I'm learning to focus more on, because I do understand that life is so short and you'll never do a redo. I don't believe in reincarnation. Maybe some of you guys do. But I do know from what I believe, you only live one life. There's no redos. So it's not like I'm going to maybe come back as a cow. If that's your belief, I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I'm just saying, I feel like you only live one life. So make sure that you live it right. Make sure that you live it the best way, and treat people like you want to be treated. Sometimes as content creators and just as people in general, we forget that throughout the day. We forget that throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? We forget that we could die in the next 5 minutes or the 5 seconds for that matter. We forget about that. In our last moments of living, we were cussing somebody out. So I'm guilty of that too. So just for people that don't know, yeah, I'm real guilty of that. Cause sometimes you allow people to take you there, right? So you just take responsibility for it, and you don't keep making excuses for it. You just learn to do better the next time, you know, like I was talking about last night. So that's kind of what I wanted to address with that. And Khadija said that she enjoyed cooking. She enjoyed what you said she was a happy woman. She loved to cook, she loved to sing, dance, yeah, have a good time. And that's what life is about. Having a good time, enjoying your life, not having so many regrets, or any for that matter, but definitely not a lot of regrets. You know what I'm saying? Being around people that you love and that love you, you know. Um, right, Drea. Good to see you. Um, we definitely have a lot to learn, and we never stop learning. I used to be like, oh, when you get a certain age, you're gonna not know everything, but but you're always, if you know, you're always gonna be learning something in life. You'll never stop learning until it's over for you, right? So enjoy your life and treat people like you want to be treated. That's all I can tell you. And I'm sure if LadyDeeJ could come back, she would probably be on the same lines as that. Enjoy your life the best way. Treat people the best way you can. Hey, chatting with Miss V, and have no regrets. You know, and that's how I would. That's how I'm living my life now. Yeah, right, Spider Man. And I'm just living my life to where it's just like I want to have very little regrets. I want to love the people I want to love. I want to try to be the better version of me every day if I can be. I want to, accept being loved, because some of us have problems accepting love. You know, letting people see who you are. One thing I can say about LadyDeeJ, just from observing outside, looking in, kind of thing, is that she was transparent about who she was, and she didn't care who or what anybody had to say about her. Her looks, her voice, what she had to say, how she felt. I mean, she was just unapologetically her. I think that's the best way to be sometimes, because, well, most of the time, because when you're unapologetically you are just, who you are. You don't have to put on a facade for people. Whether people like you or not, you don't have to put on a facade, you know? Um, yeah, she was outspoken, like I was saying earlier. Sometimes she said stuff, you'd be like, what the hell? But like I said, I gotta give people their props when it's due. A lot of people are afraid to be outspoken because they don't want the backlash. They're afraid of other content creators coming at them, or they're afraid of the backlash that they will get. She didn't care. And sometimes I think that's the best way to be outspoken. Tell a person what time it is, or tell it, like I told you a couple of weeks, I think it was a month ago. Tell people you love them when they're here. We so quick to tell people we hate them, or we don't like a person, or we don't f with a person. What about the people that we actually do? Are we afraid to tell people that we care about and that we love them? Just don't have no regrets. Don't have no regrets. Don't be so bogged down or burdened down with unforgiveness either. That has been a struggle of my life. Is forgiving, but it's very essential if you're going to be free. I ain't talking about the other person. I can care less about the other person. Hey, Emmanuel, talking about you as a person. Hey, Channel Forbes, I hope I spoke to you. You let people go and keep it going. Like I said, it is good when you know where people coming from. So I can respect the person when they're outspoken more than a person that has hidden agendas. You know, people that have hidden agendas, they'll pretend like they like you, but they really don't. But people that is outspoken, you already know what time it is because they're gonna let you know. It is a very sad thing to live life, to be alive and never live. And it's, everybody is alive as long as they are not in the ground, or their heart stop beating, but not everybody lives. Lately I've been laughing more. Lately I have been enjoying being around my, people that I love. I used to be always in a rush. So I got to hurry up and go home, and I got stuff to do. Now I take my time at family events. I take my time with the people that I want to enjoy. Hey, Gerald, I take my time with people now. I'm not so easily, I got to hurry up and do this. No, I don't do that anymore because I know that time is very valuable. And the way you spend it is really, it should be spent with purpose, and it should be spent with people that you enjoy being around. um I'm not in a rush anymore because I understand I'm on borrowed time anyway. Hell, I don't know when it's gonna be my last, but whenever it is, even though people know, oh yeah, Selena probably will cuss you out, or she'll probably do this or do that, but they can always say, but Selena was herself. She spoke her mind. If she loved you, she loved you. She didn't fool with you, she didn't fool with you. There's no in between. That's how I see this lady. I didn't know her, but from what I observed from her, that's what I saw. Okay, so live life to the fullest. Always learn to be yourself. Be outspoken, even when, you know, it might not be the popular opinion, you know. Love the people that you can love now so you don't have no regrets, you know. I always tell people that you love them. Okay, young Griez, I'm sorry about that. I give you my condolences and prayers, okay? Um, but I always tell people the truth. I told y'all like what it was about a month ago. I wish that I could have said I loved you, even though I showed it in my actions to my loved one. I showed it in my actions, but I didn't say it. That is a regret. So do not have those many regrets, especially those regrets that actually matter. You know what I'm saying? So um I hope that she's at peace. Um like I said, cancer takes a toll on people's bodies and minds and spirits. So I hope she's at peace with her creator. I hope that she made peace with those that maybe she had issues with within herself, you know, and I pray that her family will get through this, you know, this rough time right now. I hate losing people at any time that I love, but especially around the holidays or before the holidays. It is very difficult. So I can just imagine, and what how her family feels about it, because like I said, Thanksgiving, passed. Christmas is almost here. 2005 is just around the corner. Um, and it's very difficult losing people around the holidays, before the holidays. It's difficult either way around, right? But just when you have those holiday events and you don't see that person there, that does a lot to a person's psyche. Hey, Shirley. So whether you liked her, whether you couldn't stand her, whether you thought she was crude, or whether you thought she was rude, or whether you thought she talked too much, at the end of the day, she's a person. She was another human being. She was another soul. And to be honest with you, from where looking on how these people act on here, we all need redemption. All of us. We all need a savior at this point. But I really do hope she's at peace, because like I said, cancer is no joke. It is no joke. It is so it just like it destroys every part of your body, every organ. It just like one at a time. Every organ is just it just dissipates. And just think about how the person's on their deathbed and they're wasting away their thoughts at the time. You know, what are they? What are the things or is going through their mind? The things that they wish they could have did, the things they wish they could have said. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to live my life with any regrets anymore. I don't want to be so in a rush when I could be taking my time with those I care about, right? I don't want to spend my time being mad at people that I don't care about, when I got people that love me. You know, I don't want to be mad all the time when I could be laughing and smiling and enjoying my life. Most of us are goofy. If you don't laugh at yourself, I don't know what to tell you. You real lost. Hey, Sassy. I know I laugh at myself a lot, because it's a lot of stuff I be doing. I just have to laugh at it. Laughing makes you live longer. You're not so tensed up, you know. But one of the things, hey Magruder, one of the things that will kill you faster than cancer is unforgiveness. It's one of the most hardest things to do, but it can be very detrimental to you too. Unforgiveness can kill you faster than cancer. All these people on here, whether they're young, middle aged, old, need to look at people's lives when they no longer here and take account to it. And don't just be like, oh, rest in peace, but then go back to the same foolishness. But that's what people do every day. People can go to a funeral the same day, that same night. They wreaking havoc, fighting, cussing, doing the most, as like nothing ever happened. I don't understand how you can't see that death is so real. It ain't happened to you yet, but it's real. And it's something that once you gone, you can't take nothing back. It's a permanent position. Okay. So I don't understand it, but I know as I'm getting older, death is becoming so much, I would say, so real to me that I don't look at it as I have so much time just because I'm younger. I just look at it as I need to spend my time wisely while I'm here because I don't know. I used to hate when I was 20 and people say, "Oh girl, you got so much time ahead of you to do this." And even then I had an idea that I told them, I said, "You don't know that. Nobody knows that. So stop saying it. We don't all, we may think we have all the time in the world, but we don't know for sure, you know." So she seemed like LadyDeeJ seemed like she enjoyed her life. And I'm definitely not cloud chasing on her, but I'm taking everything as a a, a, a teachable moment, you know, a teachable moment. And then when I went back and looked at her live, because I was looking for the one that she was saying was Selena Sylvester. I was pissed off about that. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why I called her Shim. But when I look back, I saw a video where she was giving me kudos about something, about a situation. And I did not even know it. That was 2 months ago. You know, some things just don't need to be said, because you understand that. And when I say that, it's because sometimes people will look at things and, they may feel a way about certain people at the beginning. And then as they watch people and listen to people, sometimes their opinion about you changes. They may not look at you in the same light. They may look at you in a, you know what? This person's not bad as I thought they were. And I think that was, from listening to what I was listening to, that's basically, what she was saying. And I appreciate people that give some people the opportunity to show them, yeah, some people ain't as bad as you think. Some people are not as bad as you think, and some people are. So you definitely uh, move cautiously. I pray that her family is definitely getting through this the best way they can. Hey TP. But that really was very eye-opening. I've never heard of anybody. I mean, I've heard of people on YouTube passing before, and that's nothing uncommon. But since I don't even feel I'm in the sector, but people say I am, since I'm associated in this sector, and I know some people in this sector. It's just, amazing how, it was her, and it was her time. Her time was up. So I was glad that I heard that last night. I think 504 gave a good perspective of, for those who, some people don't like certain people for certain reasons, but let's just kind of get beyond that and let's see what people have learned, because sometimes it just takes situations for you to have a different perspective. You know what I'm saying? And none of us are perfect. Hey, Sick'em Dogs, but I think the way that Miss 504, how she expressed herself last night on this situation, because those two were at odds, I believe, at the time. was very graceful. That's what I will say. It was very graceful, very tasteful. It was very insightful, you know. Um, so, but it just makes people, instead of us looking at people as just a content creator or just somebody on YouTube, you really start seeing people as human beings at the end of the day. We're all flesh and blood, you know. Whether we like certain people, whether we can't stand certain people, we're all flesh and blood. And we all have an appointment with death. So please make sure you use your time wisely while you're here. Make sure you try to treat people the way you can want to be treated. Make sure you enjoy your life and enjoy the people you know you're around, that you love. Make sure you tell people how you feel, good or bad. Hey, Miss Mika. And make sure you don't spend your time giving the wrong people your energy. That's a lesson that I will continue to learn. I hope you guys don't have any regrets. And if you do, just start where you are. Don't linger on it. Don't spend too much time hating folks, because at the end of the day, like I told y'all before, unforgiveness will kill you faster than cancer. It will make you bitter. It will make you hateful. It will destroy your spirit. And before your body goes, your spirit goes. So people that have a lot of hatred and stuff like that, like, you know, you got to deal with it. So, and you got to be real with yourself on how you feeling. Life is definitely not a bed of roses. And for most of us, we know that very, very clear. We know that. We understand that. But also, life is what you make it. Hey, Kevin, life is what you make it. That's what you know, when I was telling you guys about how people that I feel for, I let them know. Hey, Naomi, let them know. I don't spend my time with people I don't want to spend time with. I don't fool with people I don't want to fool with, that bring my energy down, that bring my attitude down. I'm learning to keep my safe, my plate, my not my place, but just my position, and the people that I'm around, keeping safe people around me. And when I say safe people, I mean people that have the same kind of mindset of not trying to hurt people intentionally. You know what I'm saying? I'm enjoying life. I'm learning to enjoy the little things. Before, I would have to, you know, I need to go on this vacation so I can do this. I can be at my home with somebody that I care about or somebody I love and have the best time of my life. See, if people would learn to be more invested in their real life, they wouldn't be in everybody's business trying to cause chaos, because they enjoy their life and they ain't worried about all that other stuff or anybody else's business for that matter. Be invested in your life. When you learn to be invested in your life, you'll be much happier. You'll be much happier and you will have less regrets. Guys, y'all be blessed. That's all I really got to say. My condolence and prayers is to her family. I do hope and pray that she is at peace. Like I said, I didn't have any major issues with her at all. It was just, you know, hey, it is what it is. Sometimes you don't like what certain people say at the time, but it wasn't nothing, you know, like I said, that I would be like, but I can't stand that person, you know, whatever. But and even with that, you still have to learn to move on. You can't dwell on people. You just have to just do the best that you can. Thank you, Tish. Like I said, I don't know her personally. I just knew that from what I seen, she did enjoy her life. And that's all that any human being should want to do. Enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Don't be so bound down by unforgiveness and hate that you forget that the life that you have. Like, people miss so much when they are bitter and hateful. I can kind of tell. I'm like this, and this is where I can relate to Lady DJ. And actually, she reminded me, both of my grandmothers was like that. They were very outspoken. They bought none. My grandmother, one of my grandmothers had a 22, the other one had a rifle. Like, they bought none, right? But at the end of the day, they said how they feel. They told people that they loved them and cared for them, but they also let people know that was not good for them in their life to move around. See, when you got bad people around you, or people that drain your energy, or do something, to your spirit in a negative way, it's going to affect your health sometimes, and you got to move around. You know what I'm saying? So, I always saw her smiling, dancing and talking her ish, you know. So I hope she's at peace. And that's the honest to God truth. I don't wish, anything ill or anything bad on that lady. I believe that, like I said, life does enough to us. It definitely does enough to us. And, you know, we just have to do the best that we can with what we got, you know. Um, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get off. I used to, like I was telling you about my dad when he was in hospice and stuff. In the last 10 years of his life, we got along really well. We learned to understand each other. And one thing I can say, look at this little girl. She's so nosy looking in the car. One thing I can say about my father was, in the last of his days, he was much softer. And what I mean by that, he was a hard man, you know. He was another one. He didn't bar none, and he had a temper. But at the last 10 years of his life, he learned to soften up a little bit, and he learned to laugh more. He learned to enjoy his family. Before, he was kind of like, he has a huge family, but he was a loner. He liked to be to himself. But when he, the last of his life, he would be around his family. He would enjoy his family, and he would smile and laugh more at everything. And he wasn't as tense and angry as he was before. And I would say those are the best memories of my father. Not when I was a little girl and he would get me everything I wanted, but the best memories of my father was the last 10 years, when he learned to soften up, and he learned that he wasn't in control of his life. Well, you're only in control to a certain extent. I don't care what nobody say. You're in control to a certain extent. But whatever you want to call it, the universe, the create, whatever you want to call it, God, creator, most high, we're still on borrowed time, and we don't know when it's going to be our last. So at the last 10 years of his life, he was so much softer. He was more likable and lovable. You know what I'm saying? And he learned to appreciate the people that was around him, the people that was taking care of him, the people that showed him love, and did the best that they could to take care of him. So I would say that he learned that life is really what you make it, and whatever you're blessed to have, appreciate it. Appreciate people. Hey, BDB, I'm good. Thank you for asking. Hope you as well as I am. Just getting off of work. So yeah, that's all I want to say on that. But yeah, enjoy your life. Don't be so hateful all the time. I know we have our days, like I have my days, but it ain't good to just stay there. I can tell you that. And it's also not good to keep confronting and keep dealing with stuff, because people are going to be people at the end of the day. It's about how you choose to play it and how you going to deal with it, and if you going to deal with it or not. And most of the time, some stuff, it ain't your fight. You just learn to move on. Um, so hope she's resting in peace. That's all I can say on that. But I definitely want to make sure I'm living my best life, the best that I can with what I have. Because every death that you see, it's a lesson. It should be a lesson to you that life is very fleeting and we're only here on borrowed time. So please be careful on how you live it. Right, Mika? So you guys be blessed. I hope you have a great evening. I am definitely going to have a great evening. Um, Thank you, Cece, for coming through and showing love. Like I said, I hope you saw the other live, Cece, and Chiki, when I was giving you guys your props. Thank you, CX. Thank you for all the mods that come in, and help me out when I need to be helped out. Thank you for all of my supporters that come through. Thank you for the new supporters. Thank you for um, giving me a chance and not going by what other people said. Thank you for that. Um, I appreciate when people give me a chance instead of listening to other people. So thank you. Yeah, so that's basically all I have to say today. I said enough. So you guys be blessed. Love you to Reese's Pieces, and I'll talk to you later. Bye. Salina.
It's a vibe, baby. Oak Cliff girl, can't make you change my world. Damn, you're so fine, girl. Oak Cliff girl, put them heels on and prove.
Welcome to Selena's Couch, where you are welcome to be free to be yourself. So you can lay your head on my couch, on my pillows.
It's all good, we can do whatever we wanna do now. I'm in my bag right now, and I got a feeling, babe, yeah. You gon' be my number one lover. Spend the night making love to each other, with the lights on top of the covers. Just me and you, babe. And I feel like you're my
Love you to Reese's Pieces.
Get you a word. Nana boo boo.